All right, might be a little glitchy, but we'll make it work. All right, so as we can see, all of these awesome logos. All right, so in art class, we did work on some awesome logos. We worked on freelogodesign.org, which is an awesome website. First glance right here, we do have logos that were made for the art gallery. So on our right, we do have Will. So Will's Art for Gallery, which is an amazing, simplistic piece, but yet it really does capture the presence that is the gallery. And then we also have Frankie's logo here on the left-hand side. Really venturing out there with the color, right? But getting you that nice geometric kind of comfort in a sense, all right? And we're gonna move on to our left over here. So we do have two more logos that were made for the art gallery. As you can see in the blue on the right-hand side, this is Ashley's, all right? Hopefully Ashley will be joining us soon, but this is Winston Prep's art. Kind of gives it a nice, trying to think, just like a nice elegant with like the stencil around it, a presence in that sense. And then we also have Addie's logo. I do apologize if it is a little glitchy, just because we have actually a huge turnout. My computer is it's trudging along, so bear with me. So yes, we have Addie's logo right here. So what more, or what better way to say that how much art means to someone than Addie's logo right here, where simply a picture was just, one picture was not enough. We had to throw it all in there. All right, so, you know, thank you, Addie, for capturing that with the gallery. All right. All right, moving on to another great thing about art is there's many mediums. So a lot of our students got to see the greatness of the different mediums. So photography, sketching, logo making, painting, you know, Photoshop, stuff like that. So as you can see here on the left, Ashley ventured into photography. So she submitted a couple of pieces of her taking pictures over the sunsets. I believe she was in Austin, Texas when she took this photo. I will have to confirm with her, but it was a nice capture and subject study of the water with the sunset going over. All right, and then continuing with photography, as we're looking over to our left right here. All right, whoops. So as you can see on the right, this lovely like blue photograph. I mean, Addie took to heart really the assignment that was at hand, which was close photography, which was getting your camera up close to something and making the viewer see something else just because it's very close, all right? So really kind of diving deep in and allowing for a different world to come out, all right? So she did an amazing job with that. And then looking to our left, we are venturing into sketching, all right? So one of the things, and we'll get to it in a second, that Addie really liked to do was the portrait making. We ventured into that in our sketching unit on how to draw portraits, how to draw proportion in the faces. So as you can see here in the middle, this was the makings of the beginning of a portrait, all right? One of the things that I think that is great about art, it's not about the final product, it's not about where you finish, it's also about like how you get there, all right? So I think Addie really captured that with this midway sketch to a self-portrait, all right? And then also on our left-hand side here, Ashley submitted something for free draw. One of the units that we do every Wednesday is free draw, because in the art class, we're all about expression. We're all about just kind of being with the arts, getting off of technology for a little bit and just kind of grounding ourselves and practicing mindfulness. So you might see a few drawings that are just free draw. They may have a purpose in a sense for a study, or they may just be to get out whatever was on their mind that day, which there is no right or wrong answer to that. All right. So we'll come back to this door here on the right-hand side in a second, but I want to look through the window because, as you can see, we actually have a few other projects looking through the window. All right. So, oops, I got to get around this bench. So the great thing about this gallery, it's a real gallery. You can't walk over benches. You actually have to walk around the benches. All right, walking around, whoops. If you see me hit the wall, I do apologize. right? So we have a couple pieces that are outside. All right. So Frankie was really into the logo making, really got into that digital art. So created again something that is just, you know, captivating, but only used two collars, which is awesome. You can do a lot with even just two collars. So makes you want to have fruit after you see her art, which is amazing. All right. And then we're going to go down a little bit, down the hall. All right. So Harley, as we all know, if you have ever had a conversation with Carly, that she loves Broadway. All right. So one of the cool presentations that she did for us was how to prepare for an audition. All right. Because as we all know, if you go for an audition, it's not just showing up. You do have to go and practice a few steps beforehand and also being mindful during the process. So as y'all can see, I do have a few of her slides here. Again, this will be one of those presentations that you can see more in depth, more of the slides when I submit it after the gallery at the end of the school year, all right? So this is just a taste of the presentation. So as Carly told us in preparing for an audition, it's all about self-care tips beforehand and how sometimes Broadway plays can get a little bit messy with the makeup, but guess what? That's show business, right? Yes, I can be cheesy sometimes. All right, moving on. We actually have a little corner here for Ashley, all right? So again, logo making plus free draw. We'll see in a little bit, Ashley's very much into the environment, very much into the earth. So must have been on her mind when it came out in the free draw, and then also very into mythological creatures, storylines, stuff like that, which came out in the logo on the left. Awesome. All right, now where we're going to go to is we're going to go to the corner over here where the door is. All right, we're actually going to go into what I called Will's corner, because you'll see in a second, literally, like, whoops, if I can open the door, that'd be great. Whoops. All right, going through. Oops. As you can see, the bench is not the art piece. Oops. All right. So Will's corner here, as you'll see, is literally his sketching corner. All right, which Will really took to heart the sketching unit, really took in the lessons, and applied himself to, honestly, the max. So as you can see, very much into superheroes. So we started off with Batman during the shading unit, also self-portrait making, as we saw, you know, with Addie's. Now we're seeing in Will's. We're also seeing proportion with shape identification, and then also drawing real life. Will really knocked it out of the park when we actually had drawing real life animal units. As you can see here, it's a dog, actually two dogs, right? So it's Frenchie plus Golden Retriever. He does have a lot of pets, so it really came out in the artwork. So really awesome job. And again, if anybody wants to visit Will's corner, you can when I submit, or we give you guys the link. All right, moving on. Actually, I just want to show everyone first. We do have a couple of big pieces in this hallway. We're getting to it. Thomas, I don't want you to think that we forgot about you. Your work is coming. All right. But let's continue with free draw for Addie right now. As you can see, with the flowers, with the emotional faces that are on there, there was a lot going on, but it came out amazing. Came out, again, with a lot of texture, a lot of color, a lot of inspiration. And then again, Addie's artwork, her logo that she made. Again, once again, one image is not enough. We got to get it all out there, which Addie does show us and just delivers. All right, moving on. So I'm going to go to Thomas. All right. So if anyone has ever had a conversation with Thomas before, we all know that he really likes go-karts. He really likes machinery. He really likes technology. He really likes those motor vehicles. All right. Anything that can have a wrench on it, anything that has wiring, anything that can be tinkered with. All right. Not only does he like to build and to apply his technology knowledge to, he likes to also sketch it as well. So we had a few submissions from Thomas about sketching of these go-karts, which you can see on the right. Very proportionate, geometrically very accurate, which is awesome. And then you can see in the middle, a nice new speaker system that he applied to his go-kart. Again, makes you want to just say, hey, if you're hanging up a TV, where's Thomas? You know? And then also too, on the left here, a nice go-kart. I feel like you could literally take this anywhere on any mountain, any sand dune, anything, and it would be able to ride beautifully. All right, now we're going over to basically Frankie's corner now, because as you can see, we have a couple of mixed media on the left. We have another logo on the right. Frankie has a new puppy, so made a logo with the puppy inspiration going on there for Pup 2021. On the left-hand side, we've got mixed media. All right, so always enjoy good mixed media, as we do have, you know, stationery, markers, colored pencil, not colored pencils, popsicle sticks, and then just a really lovely abstract piece here on the left-hand side too. So honestly, the sky is the limit, as Frankie shows us. All right, next, we're gonna go through this door and go outside for a little bit. All right, I think we all need a little fresh air at the moment. Whoops. All right, if I can get the door open. Oops, open. There we go. Nice blue ocean. All right, so another one that we have here, another Carly presentation. All right, again with Broadway plays. If anyone understands the importance of what a portfolio is for an artist, Carly does, as she created the Broadway portfolio, or her theater portfolio. Again, these are only a few slides from the presentation, but showing a couple of plays that she's been in and really building up, again, that portfolio. So if she ever wants to show anybody her talents, that portfolio is what it's for. All right, and going down the hall. Actually, I guess not the hall. I guess we're still outside. Yeah. All right. So, Legos. Will is a big fan of Legos and also very creative with Legos. All right. So, one of the things that he really wanted to do for his art community project is he wanted to build his own set. Right. So, there was no instructions. There was no someone telling him what to do. There was no YouTube video. He said he wanted to do it all on his own. And I think he succeeded. All right. If anybody really likes Batman, all right, as much as I do, as much as Will does, this is actually a famous scene out of one of the comics of actually how the Joker became the Joker. I can go on forever about the storyline, but I won't bore anyone at the moment. But it is a very accurate depiction. So I want everyone to know that and be able to appreciate it to the fullest. All right. Oops, I keep hitting a tree. Let me not hit a tree. It'd be great. All right. All right, another piece right here. So we actually have some finished product. Again, Thomas with the go-karts. All right, just great machinery, things that he keeps applying his knowledge to and keeps building on. Yeah, I mean, ever have a conversation with Thomas, he knows his things about cars, go-karts. If you have a question about how something should be running, he's the guy to go to. Right, and at the end of the gallery, we'll take a listen to his song. He actually did produce a beat. All right, so at the end, we will play a little snippet of it, but I always like to have this here as a reminder to listen to the song. All right, and then next, as I mentioned, Ashley very much into the environment. All right, made an eco column. So wanted to build something that was good for the earth for her art project. All right. I'm sure if you asked Ashley or Mr. Spindle about this, they'd probably give you a much better answer than probably what I could tell you about it. I think it looks really cool. I think it's very artistically and aesthetically pleasing as an art teacher. Science-wise, though, we'll ask our science teacher later. All right. Going on through, we can see a little snippet. We have a little bit of Addie's presentations coming up, but we'll get to those in a second. All right, because we actually have a few right here. All right, want to show, again, these are some of these are presentations that I will put on a slide or actually on a site for everyone. We will give them out at the end of the school year. But this is the beginning of the eco column that Ashley built. And she's been working all year on a paleontology presentation. She loves to learn. She loves Jurassic era stuff. Again, I wish I knew more than what I learned from Jurassic Park, but I will have to read this presentation more in depth or ask our science teacher about paleontology. But she did an amazing job with this presentation, with the visuals, with the research, and really, smashing job with, the greens of the presentation to really match the feeling of the Jurassic era. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Oh, and as you guys can see, like I said, Jurassic Park, she's also a fan. So as we have some scenes from the Jurassic World movies, I think you can also see Chris Pratt over there on the right. All right, going on over here. So we're going to take a look at Addie's presentations. All right, so Addie did an awesome job with these how-to slides, these how-to presentations. So the two that we're going to look at the moment. First things first, like I mentioned before, really into self-portraits, really into the portrait sketching unit that we worked on. So she made a how-to sketch a self-portrait presentation and gave us step-by-step instructions. Honestly, maybe I might just have her teach this course next year, as she is doing an awesome job with teaching us how to do self-portraits. Awesome. And not only self-portraits, right? Going on over, we have how to make a bracelet, all right? Addie was very into jewelry making. So again, I wish I could put all slides on here so we could all learn at the moment, but we will have to do with the few that I have. So again, maybe I might just have Addie teach this unit next year on how to make jewelry, all right? So in real life pictures of how to make it, so this way we don't get lost on how to make those awesome bracelets. All right, we are coming up to the last wing, right? The last wing. So this last wing is actually for one student, all right? The reason is because this student submitted so many cooking presentations, basically should have had a cookbook for her art project. I mean, we had so many that I had to put it all on a wall, all the presentations. I had to fill up this entire wall with all of these how to make pretzels, all right? Step-by-step instructions. I mean, I got so hungry when I did this gallery because of all the cooking presentations. How to make dumplings. I thought you could only buy dumplings from a restaurant. I didn't know you could actually make them. Spaghetti, which was awesome because Frankie asked if throwing spaghetti against the wall was a true rumor, which, yeah, as we all know, it is. As we all know, and it's also really fun. And then lastly, if anybody wants some ideas of things to do for the holidays, there is the how to make hot chocolate. All right, really get into the festive mood, which we only have 6 more months left until Christmas. So that'll be great timing for that. Awesome. All right, and then last thing, like I said, I want to press escape away from the gallery just to show Thomas's audio just for a few seconds. Because again, Thomas did an awesome job creating a song and submitting it. All right, so fingers crossed that y'all can hear this. Yeah? Could you hear that? No? All right. Oops, move my headphones back in. Awesome. Everyone hear me still? Cool. All right. Well, awesome job, Thomas, with the song. So, again, we are all now at the end of the presentation of the gallery. All right. So, if everyone can help me, the students did an awesome job. Please unmute yourself so we can all give the students a round of applause on this amazing artwork. All right. So, you know. Yeah.
Great job.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing.
Yeah. And again, like I said, at the end of the school year, we will provide you all the link to this gallery. So if you want to venture through it on your own, I will also provide you a site with these presentations so you can look more in depth into the presentations. But really, to every student that submitted work, great job. All right. It was a blast. All right.
Yay!
Cool.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Morgan. That was great.
Thank you,
Mr.
Morgan.
Good job.
Well, thank you all for coming.
Good job, everyone.
Hi.
And have a good rest of your day.
Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you,
Morgan.
everyone.
Wonderful job, everyone.